My dear friends, welcome to my channel Prep Journal IS, and this is Hindu based UPSC standard MCQ. Question 1, related to 8.2 quarter 2 GDP growth. First, consider the following statements about the GDP deflector in India. A low GDP deflector implies that inflation is low relative to the growth in real output. A standard formula of GDP deflector is GDP deflector is nominal GDP by real GDP. Nominal GDP also includes inflation, whereas real GDP excludes inflation. Now, a low GDP deflector implies this ratio, if this ratio is low, then it says that inflation is low relative to the growth in the real output. Of course, if the growth in nominal GDP is low and the inflation is measured by GDP deflector, and the growth in nominal GDP is low than the real GDP, GDP deflector will be low, then the inflation will already will low. Second, this statement is correct. Second, a low GDP deflector leads to lower nominal GDP compared to the real GDP. It is not lower nominal GDP. It is always nominal GDP is always higher than real GDP, since it includes the inflation. But the growth rate of nominal GDP might be low, and that defines the low inflation. But the actually nominal GDP cannot be lower than the real GDP unless it is deflation. So this statement is incorrect. Third, GDP deflector is the ratio of nominal GDP and real GDP. Yeah, this is the standard formula of GDP deflector. ये GDP deflector का standard formula है nominal GDP by real GDP. In this question 1 and 3 is correct, only 2. Okay, next question. Which of the following sectors were explicitly mentioned in the article as contributing to India's high quarter 2 financial year 16 GDP growth? क्वार्टर 2 में जीडीपी ग्रोथ जो 8.6% 8.2% हुआ है, उसमें कौन दो कंट्रीब्यूटिंग फैक्टर हैं? तो आर्टिकल में ऑलरेडी मेंशन्ड है मैन्युफैक्चरिंग एंड सर्विसेज. In thus only 2 is correct. Question 3rd. This is related to cyclone Ditwa. With reference to post monsoon cyclone in the Bay of Bengal, consider the following statements. First, the period of October-December is the second peak of cyclone formation in India. Yeah, this is correct. First peak of cyclone formation in India is March, April, means post monsoon. Post monsoon is first phase. Sorry, pre monsoon is first phase, and post monsoon second. So this is post monsoon phase of cyclone in India. Correct. Low vertical wind shear in November helps cyclone intensification. Yeah, this related to the ITCZ. Wherever it goes, the low vertical wind shear, the upward movement of wind is low, and that has contribution in the formation of cyclone. And this is ITCZ in the month of November is around Sri Lanka. That's why cyclone is formation in November has occurred here. Sea surface temperature in the Bay of Bengal remains generally below 26 degree November. No, this is incorrect. The first condition to form the cyclone formation is that the sea surface temperature should be 28 degree or above. In this, third is incorrect. 1 and 2, only 2. Sorry, only 1. Only 2. Next question. Consider the following reasons why cyclone Ditwa moved from Sri Lanka towards Tamil Nadu, Andhra coast. Why this cyclone is moving towards northeast direction of Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh, Andhra coast, and it is moving in the northwest direction. What can be the reason? Influence of subtropical steering winds. Yeah, this is one of the reason. Warm way west ways current enhancing its strength. This is also a contributing factor. And third, southward shift of the ITC jet during November. Yeah, this cyclone tendency to recurs towards Arabian Sea in post. No, this is not. This occurs in the first phase of the first phase. This is related to first phase, where cyclone recurves towards the Arabian Sea, not in the second phase of during November. So only 3. Next question, IMD cyclone alert system. Consider the following statement. Cyclone watch is issued 72 hours before impact. This is correct. This is first alert of IMD. Second, cyclone alert orange is issued 48 hours before expected rainfall. Yeah, orange is 48 and red 24. This is also correct. Post landfall outlook deals with only the wind speed and excludes rainfall alert. Only this post landfall outlook does not deals with only with the speed and excludes rainfall alert. No, it also deals with the storm surge, post cyclone, and coastal flooding. So it does not deals only with the speeds of wind speeds. It also deals with the landslide, storm surges, coastal flooding. So in this case, statement 4 is incorrect and 1, 2, 3 correct. Next, with reference to India's disaster financing system, consider the following statement. This was for the editorial part of the Hindu. Disaster financing. First, State Disaster Response Fund (SDRF) is funded entirely by the Union government. No, SDRF has a joint contribution where central and state both funds 75 to 25% in normal cases and 90 to 10% in northeast and Himalayan states के लिए. National Disaster Response Fund is fully funded by the Union government. Yeah, this fund is fully funded by the central government. This is correct, but this is incorrect. SDRF norms allow funding for both immediate relief and long-term reconstruction. See, it is talking about both immediate relief and long-term reconstruction, but it does not deals with the long-term reconstruction. So statement 3 is incorrect. Only 2. Now, in the context of India's disaster diplomacy, Operation Sagar Bandhu is significant because this was one of the most important prelims news today in Hindu. It strengthens India's Sagar doctrine in Indian Ocean region. Yeah, Sagar doctrine. It is this operation is under the Sagar initiative of Navy, Indian government. It demonstrates the use of India's military capabilities for humanitarian purpose. Yeah, humanitarian purpose के लिए जो नेवी के द्वारा ये से लॉन्च किया गया है. It reflects India neighborhood first policy. Yeah, this is also correct. So here all 3. Consider following statement about Operation Sagar Bandhu. It is an Indian Navy humanitarian assistance and disaster relief mission. हार्ड मिशन, इंडियन नेवी का हार्ड मिशन के तहत इसे लॉन्च किया गया. विजन सागर या फिर महासागर उसको बोल सकते हैं, नया अपडेशन उसका है. इट वाज लॉन्च टू असिस्ट श्रीलंका आफ्टर सीवियर फ्लडिंग एंड लैंडस्लाइड्स caused by cyclone Diva. Yeah, it was launched to provide relief to the cyclone hit Sri Lanka. Third, operation is part of India's larger security and growth for all in the region. Sagar vision, this is also correct. All the 3 options. That's all for the today. Thank you. Subscribe, like, and comment for further improvement and encouragement. Thank you.